ushuru. Hapo tusidanganyane. Lazima watu walipe ushuru. A country cannot be run without paying taxes. We must pay taxes to be able to run our country. And for you to pay taxes, Kenya Revenue Authority must be given capacity to collect that tax. Watu wengi tukipewa nafasi hata hapa Mbadi ambaye ana earn pesa vizuri ama salary vizuri, I earn better salaries probably than many of us. But if you give me choice, if today just test me, that money that I'm earning, test me. Government of Kenya fails to deduct, pay as you earn. You give me that money, it goes into my account, and then you ask me now to return it. I will return probably 50-60%. Nitakuambia hii ingine nitalipa next week. People love convenience, and especially where money is involved. We love convenience, and if you just let people, Kenyans, to pay taxes at will without being followed up, look at yourself. I'm sure many of you here are also landlords in small ways. Mukona manyumba hapa na pale. Without even responding to me, how many of you are paying taxes out of those rental income? Because no one knows that you are collecting that money. Hutalipa ushuru.
Mine does have a concern that somehow KRA has to be facilitated to keep track on people's income. It's the only way then you broaden the tax base. Is that a valid concern? That Kenyans will not outrightly just declare how much income they have, especially from their side hustles here and there?
I mean, the reality is, on the ground, there's an element of truth to that, and I'm happy that Mbadi is also an accountant, so he must have done a bit of accounting before he became the CEO.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the truth is, yes, there are people who deliberately do not want to declare the income. And the reason why, for instance, those who are in employment pay taxes because, it's deducted before it gets into your bank account. But, when you have that additional income that you're getting from businesses, side hustles and all that, maybe the question in many people's mind is, for instance, for those in employment, you find that in this economy you have a huge proportion of those people supporting people in the rural areas, their parents, other dependents, who are not having incomes. So if someone is generating income from other sources, and that income is actually being used to pay for school fees for their sisters, their brothers, and other people, or their ailing parents, because the hospitals actually not providing the medicine and all that. So that is the decision that person has to really decide, that do I declare this and pay the taxes? And if I pay these taxes, will my parent pay the medication they need when they actually go to a hospital? So when you leave those people with those kind of decisions, that's when they will sway towards not actually declaring that income. So if we actually solve the fundamental issues, and I think in an economy, the fundamental issues is healthcare. Basically, everyone wants to access that at a very affordable rate. Education, can I access it at a very good, level? Basic things, so if people are able to take care of the very basic things, I can see the roads are being, constructed, then, the perception, I really don't need to keep any extra money because in any case, the needs that I'm taking care of using this income have actually been taken care of by the government. So I agree there's an element that people are not willing to do that, but I think we have to look at them from both ways as well. That yes, we need also to look at the other side so that people are also then willing to pay this income.
Okay. Lois, Budgeti have had some concerns and pain points on this budget. What are your concerns as Budgeti have?
Yeah, so one of the concerns maybe that I can truly highlight is when we speak about trust, and oftentimes we like to look at service delivery as Budgeti Hub to make sense of the numbers for citizens to understand service delivery. Now, even as we speak about tax and why people are not feeling motivated to pay taxes, and maybe I can give a perspective of the youth. So the youth are coming up into, the space, they're starting to get employed, and a majority of them have a lot of resistance to anything the government is doing, whether it might be good, whether it might be bad, the issue of trust again. And a majority of us are getting into the informal sector, especially because there's not a lot of employment opportunities for us. And then again, that's where we're having a big gap when it comes to taxation. Now, when it comes to the issue of trust, something I would really highlight when it comes to us as Budgeti Hub is tightening the loopholes. So when we tighten the loopholes, we're able to better service delivery. Let me give a really good example of what is happening in the education sector.